Hey Robert, this is Becky with Gray Owl Marketing. We spoke today and I promised you this video, so I will keep it brief, but I did just want to show you 3 tips you can use today to help bring in more customers to your business. Because oftentimes in the world, the internet, most local business owners are just too busy running their own business to keep up with how the internet can really work for them and benefit their company. So as you can see here, I do have your website pulled up. I love that you have this request a quote, to action right at the beginning, and your phone number is right there foremost and present so that your customers can see that really easy, and all the services that you offer, which is great. But the first thing that's important to know is that if you really want to optimize with Google, you need to have at least 1,500 words of content on your home page. And it looks like you guys might have a couple hundred. And content is really king with Google. This is a key factor in Google's formula when they decide which sites to rank higher than others. And Google really likes to see high quantity of information as well as high quality of information, because you want to show up on page 1 when your customers are searching for you on Google, right? So what I did is I pulled your website up in a tool that I use here. You can see your website. This is kind of like a dashboard of your online presence. So if you look here, it doesn't look like you're getting too much traffic to your site, but you are ranking for some keywords. So if we take a look at that, if the site wants to let me here, give it a second. It's thinking about it. Sorry about that. Here we go. So if we look at what words you guys are ranking for right now, if it wants to show us, apologize, I guess my internet's, so fence company, Loganville, Georgia, that is a buyer intent keyword, so that's a great thing. It has a search volume of 50 searches a month. It looks like you're ranking 11 here, so you're at the top of page 1 maybe. Fence companies, Loganville again, 50 searches. Looks like you're at the top of page 2 here again, top of page 2 here. Vertical fences, you want to make sure that you're ranking for stuff that's in your key name. This looks like you're on bottom of page 2. So you want to think about buyer intent keywords when you're thinking about what content you want to put on your page. So again, thinking about your strategy, you want to pick 2 or 3 buyer intent keywords, use them in your website content and throughout your pages. Again, I'd imagine that you're servicing multiple locations, so you want to think about having several service pages to rank for, so you can rank number 1 in multiple regions, and thinking about that. So for example, when you think about keywords, I pulled up a strong buyer intent keyword here, fence companies, Atlanta. This is getting searched 350 times a month. So that's 4,000 customers a year that you're missing out on for not ranking on this number 1 page here. And so when you think about how people search, they all search differently, right? So when somebody puts in a keyword, they might grab the first thing they see, which are these ads here. And ads are great. You want to optimize those to fill in some gaps in your online strategy, but you got to be careful, because if they're not done right, you could be a real money pit with those. But some people will click on the first thing they see. Others will scroll right past those ads and get into this section here, which we call the map pack. And this includes the top 3 companies that Google is very confident in to put in front of their searchers. And some people will even scroll past that and go down here to what we call the organic traffic. So it would be advantageous if you rank in this organic traffic as well as ranking in this map pack. But to be honest, about 40% of all traffic goes into this top 3 section here. So you're probably asking yourself, how do I rank in these top 3 spots? And there's a few things that you can do. One of those key factors really is your Google Business Profile. So when I pull your Google Business Profile up, which is right here, you really want to optimize that and build and grow that profile. And there's lots of ways you can do that. I'll show you a few. First of all is clearly Google reviews. It looks like you got a lot of Google reviews, and they're good reviews, so that's awesome. You want to continue to get as many reviews as you can, particularly 5-star reviews, so that you can optimize your online positive image from that perspective. The second thing I want to talk to you about your profile is what we call the NAP, which is your name, address, and phone number. Google likes to see that in lots of places throughout the web. So think about your website, the profile, your Facebook page. You see here it's on Nextdoor. You want to see it on Yelp. You see it on Yelp, or the Yellow Pages, or Whitebook, or CityStar, so on and so forth. There's a lots of citation places you can pick. But the really important thing about that is to be exact. Google is a computer, so it wants to see the exact same information, because to Google, it's really important that if people search different platforms, that they see the same information. So keep that in mind. The last thing I'll say about Google profiles is thinking about your pictures, and this applies to the pictures on your website as well. You want to think about saving these as buyer intent keywords. So you want to save them on your hard drive as something like Fence Companies Atlanta, so that when Google crawls your website, it's pulling up those words. The second thing with pictures is geotagging them so that they come up in different locations. Again, you probably service multiple areas, so when you're taking pictures of the beautiful work you're doing, you want to tag it in the area that you're doing that work, so that again, Google sees not only what type of work you're doing, but where you're doing it. So when people are searching for similar things, your company is going to show up. So again, if we go back here to this heavily trafficked buyer intent keyword, you can see that you're not ranking in number 1, 2, or 3 here. And part of that is your business reputation. That's another key factor in getting into that top 3 spots. And of course, this is where you want to be, right? So again, if we go back to this tool that we use, and hopefully it's going to be faster than it was, and we go back to this dashboard here, this is a numerical value of what your online reputation looks like. And you have a score of 17 here. We really like to see it at least at 20, if not 30 or 40. And you want to see a 1-for-1 ratio between this UR and this DR number. And how we get this number is thinking about your referring domains and backlinks. So you have 19 referring domains pushing 46 backlinks to your site. But keep in mind that not all referring domains are the same. You need to have relevant ones that Google finds reputable. So you want to make sure they're relevant to the industry you're in and they're related to fencing. Because as you can see here, only 6 of your referring domains are considered strong ones, and that's what's pushing your rating here is just these 6 ones. So you want to keep that in mind. So again, if I go to Fence Companies Atlanta, that's getting searched a lot, you can see Precision Fence Works Atlanta is ranking number 1, and so I did pull up their site, and you can see their site here, not too bad. It does have a little bit of content on here, but not nearly as much content as Google likes to see, so you have an opportunity of optimizing your site above theirs and start ranking higher than them, because they are number 1. But again, just to give you a side-by-side comparison of how this is your number 1 competitor's dashboard. They do have a UR rating of 28 compared to your 17. They have 267 backlinks compared to your 19. And you can see they're getting quite a bit more traffic than you are versus your 6. And you can see that they're referring domains. Majority of them are relevant domains. But don't let this discourage you, because you can outrank them and beat them, because we can do things like look right here, and it does show you when it feels like pulling it up that you can see, it's being fickle right now, but it does list out all the referring domains that the company uses, and you can copy these and have these same relevant backlinks as well, and then add on top of that a little bit more, so you can think about how you can outrank them in this number 1 spot. So again, just to summarize the 3 tips I gave you: 1, content is king. You want both quality and quantity. You want to think about optimizing your profile by having a large footprint across the web that is consistent and the same. And then you want to think about your online reputation by building up your backlinks. Again, if you implement these strategies today, you can be number 1 across Google. You can do this by yourself using this information that I provided you. That is totally cool. You're welcome to do that. However, you can be more effective and save yourself some time so you can focus on your business, and give me a call. We can set up a time to chat. Once again, my name is Becky Liana with Gray Owl Marketing, and my contact information is in the email. I hope you found this valuable, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. Have a great one.